So a thing that builders really dislike about tendering is not knowing who's assessing the bid at the other end. Um, and their concern is valid because what happens is people often get drawn in by the lowest price and an assurance that, yeah, it's all covered, but it isn't always all covered. And unless you've got someone who really understands the ins and outs of the project and of how building works, it's very easy to overlook things. I've just come off the phone with a builder who's sort of expressed that concern, which is that, we're down to two builders on a tender, and his concern is that, oh yeah, but maybe the other guy's cheaper, and and he hasn't covered everything. And I get it, and of course I assured him that it is all covered, and we've now got two bidders that we would go to contract with, and we're really just trying to get the best value for our client at this point. So yeah, that's just a bit of insight on how builders, feel about tendering. Lots of them don't like to tender and won't tender, and that's understandable too. And again, that's why we typically try to limit our tenders to three bidders, sometimes a fourth, because it's not uncommon for one builder to drop away during a tender, and that may be because they've picked up other work and therefore wouldn't be able to do the job anyway, or for any number of other reasons. Sometimes they just get the sense that they're going to be so over budget that they feel as though it isn't worth their time, and they want to redirect it to pricing other projects they think they've got a better chance of winning. Anyway, so there's lots of moving parts. It's why we pre-qualify builders. We talk to them and say, this is the project, this is the scope, this is the projected timeline of, when we're running the tender and when we hope to commence on site. Does that work for you? All of these kinds of things, so that they know that he's going to drop out in a time slot that works for their workflow. Because a lot of builders, particularly the custom home builders and smaller operators, of which make up most of the market, they need to try and, they have to dovetail these projects in between others. They just can't take on 4 or 5 at the one time. They can maybe only do 3, or maybe even only 1 at a time to give it the attention that they want to give it. It just depends on what their model is and how they like to work. So anyway, there's a bit of insight. Thanks for watching.